أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم، إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم، يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت، وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها، وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد. ومن الناس من يجادل في الله بغير علم ويتبع كل شيطان مريد. كتب عليه أنه من يضله فأن كتب عليه أنه من يضله فأن كتب عليه من كتب عليه أنه من يتبعه فإنه يضله ويهديه إلى عذاب أليم. يا أيها الناس إن كنتم في ريب من البعث فإنا خلقناكم من تراب ثم من نطفة ثم من علقة ثم من مضغة مخلقة وغير مخلقة لنبين لكم، ونقر في الأرحام ما نشاء إلى أجل مسمى ثم نخرجكم طفلا ثم لتبلغوا أشدكم، ومنكم من يتوفى ومنكم من يرد إلى أرذل العمر لكي لا يعلم من بعد علم شيئا. وترى الأرض هامدة فإذا أنزلنا عليها الماء اهتزت وربت وأنبتت من كل زوج بهيج. ذلك بأن الله هو الحق، وأنه يحيي الموتى، وأنه على كل شيء قدير. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. قد أفلح المؤمنون الذين هم في صلاتهم خاشعون، والذين هم عن اللغو معرضون، والذين هم للزكاة فاعلون، والذين هم لفروجهم حافظون إلا على أزواجهم أو ما ملكت أيمانهم فإنهم غير ملومين. فمن ابتغى وراء ذلك فأولئك هم العادون، والذين هم لأماناتهم وعهدهم راعون، والذين هم على صلواتهم يحافظون. أولئك هم الوارثون الذين يرثون الفردوس هم فيها خالدون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم. بسم الله، الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Does anyone remember what we talked about last week? Yusuf. Anyone remember? Baba. Okay. We talked about the word why. Why? And how to replace why with what. And we specifically talked in the scope of Anas ibn Malik. Right? Anas ibn Malik, radiallahu anh, how he was raised and lived with the Prophet Muhammad and was brought up by the Prophet Muhammad, and he showed the character of the Prophet Muhammad, that how he lived with him for 10 years. Never did he ask him why didn't he do, or why did he do. Um, and how why, the word why is an accusatory word. Instead of using why, we can say, instead of saying why didn't you do that, what caused you to do that, or what caused you not to do. Less accusatory and more emotional intelligence. Today, last week I started with the perspective of Anas ibn Malik because I wanted to show how the Prophet ﷺ also implemented emotional intelligence with not just his own blood, but others as well, other children that necessarily weren't blood related to him, such as Anas ibn Malik. Today I want to talk about the lineage of the Prophet ﷺ, that through Fatima radiallahu anha came the Prophet ﷺ's two grandchildren, Hassan and Hussein. Hassan and Hussein, very dear to the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ described them as his two flowers, very close to the Prophet ﷺ's heart. He even narrated, Abu Hurairah, he told us in this narration, the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "من أحب الحسن والحسين فقد أحبني ومن أبغضهما فقد أبغضني." Whoever loves Hassan and Hussein loves me, and whoever hates them hates me. It's a Hassan hadith. Very, very important that these grandchildren of the Prophet ﷺ, how did he deal with them? How did he implement emotional intelligence with them. So the first one was the incident of Hassan and Hussein, that we get from a hadith by Abu Buraidah, that he tells us of the Prophet Muhammad SAW when he was delivering a khutbah, when he was delivering a sermon, and Hassan and Hussein walked in, where they were wearing red garments, and as the Prophet ﷺ is delivering this khutbah, he sees Hassan and Hussein coming and tripping over one another, as they were very young kids at that time. And the Prophet ﷺ, he descends from the mimbar and stops speaking and goes and picks both of them up, Hassan and Hussein, radiallahu anhuma, and places them on his lap. And he says, قال صدق الله إنما أموالكم وأولادكم فتنة فنظرت إلى هذين الصبيين يمشيان ويعثران فلم أصبر حتى قطعت حديثي ورفعتهما. That the Prophet ﷺ, he said, Allah spoke the truth when he said, verily your wealth and your children are only a trial for you. I looked at these two boys walking and tripping, and I could not be patient. Even I cut short my speech to pick them up. So here, the Prophet ﷺ, he is not afraid to show his weakness, right? What do we get from this scenario? That he was not afraid to show where he was weak, and where the Prophet ﷺ was weak at was when it came to his family, right? And who isn't weak when it comes to their family? Our family is our home. Our home is our aura, right? This is a very crucial part in every person's life, our structural foundation. And even Hassan Hussein was the weakness for the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And so much so that even he would prolong his sujood to let the kids play over them over him while he prays. So this is another implication of how the Prophet ﷺ even implemented emotional intelligence when it came to that. You would think that no, I have to pray, no, I have to continue my salah, but even the Prophet ﷺ prolonged his sujood to allow the kids to play on his back. So we talked about this a little bit last week, that loving kids, the concept of loving kids, was a weird concept at the time of Quraysh, that kissing them or hugging them was somewhat unknown, right? It was a weird scenario. And we see a similar scenario with Hassan and Hussein, where Aisha radiallahu anha, she's also narrating this hadith. She says that a Bedouin came from outside of the city, and upon meeting the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he immediately asked, do you kiss your children? Because we don't kiss our children. And Prophet ﷺ's response to this, you can kind of imagine, he's taking pride, right? He's taking pride that we don't kiss our children. And he's kind of questioning the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, do you kiss your children? And here the Prophet ﷺ, he says, what can I do if Allah has snatched mercy from your heart? أَوَ أَمْلِكْ إِن نَزَعَ اللَّهُ مِنْ قَلْبِكَ الرَّحْمَةِ. What can I do if Allah has snatched the mercy from your heart? Very powerful reply. That the mercy that one can acquire is through how they treat their family members, through how they treat the young ones, right? يَرْحَمُ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يَرْحَمُكَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاءِ. Have mercy on the ones that are on the earth, Allah will have mercy on you. So this is another way that the Prophet ﷺ implemented emotional intelligence, that he would kiss his grandchildren, he would kiss the younger ones, he would hug them, he would smother them, he would sit them on his lap, right? This is the cuddle aspect, right? That this wasn't known to the Quraysh. They even challenged the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and we talked about physical touch before. Even reconstructed this concept of masculinity, that just because I'm masculine or a man doesn't mean I can show love to my children, right? What we see as normal today, right? This is kind of a known concept today, wasn't known back then. It wasn't known, it wasn't a concept back then where you would love or express love to your children. And Prophet ﷺ was a man who understood his feelings and was not afraid to express them. And we see even with some apathetic cultures that they restrict themselves from expressing love. They restrict themselves from saying, I love you, right? We need to ask ourselves this. When was the last time we told our children, or when was the last time we told our little brother or our little sister or our older brother or older sister or our mother or our father, I love you, right? When was the last time we said this? And when you go home tonight, say this to your family members. Say this to your mother or your father, your children, your little brother, your little sister. Say this to your family: I love you, and give them a smile. Right? This goes a long way because sometimes we forget. Right? Sometimes we forget to say I love you. Sometimes we forget to hug them. Sometimes we forget to kiss them. Right? Implement this, and inshallah, we can implement how the Prophet Muhammad SAW implemented emotional intelligence with his grandchildren. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to accept from us and to open for us the emotional intelligence and implement it in our lives. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه منه. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. اللهم طهر قلوبنا من النفاق وأعمالنا من الرياء وتقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. سلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to accept from us anything that I've said that is correct is from Allah and Allah alone, and anything that I've said that is incorrect is from myself and from Shaitan. I ask Allah's forgiveness for me and for all of you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Love you too.